This is another unofficial video. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome, especially to those new interns and those med students who are no longer med students, but they now have DR in front of their names and they've passed their exams and they're coming into the work world, specifically medical internship. Welcome, guys. I know med school was hell and like a whole soldier training camp and whatever, and you've made it. Congrats. I wanted to talk about and just give you some advice about how to maneuver difficult consultants or crass consultants, whatever you want to call them, as well as co-workers that are unwilling to be team players. Those two things will make your internship years hard. The system in and of itself is, what can I describe it as? You know, I love the word, they're very antiquated, very old. They both mean the same thing, but it's like a dinosaur system. Yeah, that, to say the least, it's a dinosaur system. And we're in the how much century now? How many years after the dinosaur? You know, I don't know why we're still using the system, but that system is gonna make your life hard, right? I already made a video about how to make it through internship. This is just an addition. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. So when you have a consultant that's difficult, that no matter what, it's like nothing pleases them, it's never enough, you have to understand that that's not personal. Don't take it personal. It's them, it's not you. As long as you know that you do your job at all times, you do what you're supposed to do in the most efficient and effective way that you can, right? Or that it should be done. Yeah. And it doesn't only go for consultants, but also MOs, which is medical officers, or residents, senior residents, junior residents, that are also difficult to work with. It goes as well. And as I said, because it's not you, it's them, don't take it personal. It's going to make your job harder. But remember, as I said even in my previous video, nothing lasts forever. It will not last forever. It will pass. Like even me, when I'm going through pain or I'm going through a season, I am like, it's not gonna last forever. Even the good things don't last forever. You want them to last, but they don't. See, med school is over. It's like you just started yesterday. I'm sure that's how it feels. Some of you never know where the money was gonna come from, never know how am I gonna do on the next exam, what's gonna happen on my MBBS exam, on my practicals, what's gonna happen. You didn't know, but here you are. So it's the same thing with internship, and it's shorter than med school. So if you made it through med school, you're gonna make it through internship. Now back on difficult consultants, a lot of interns worry about the fact that maybe they'll be graded down so low that they will have to repeat. I'm gonna be honest, I've only seen 2 people repeat, and both persons that repeated because of illnesses. So COVID took them out. They had COVID for like a month, meaning they had COVID plus residual issues of it, and so they were out for a month, and then they would come back and then they got sick again and stuff like that, or people who were generally sickly or just ill in general. And those people who were ill just knew each rotation was 3 months and they couldn't do the 3 months, so they were just allowed to come back and complete same. I think one of them was, I don't think it's about 3 months, they were told like, okay, if you missed the month, come back for the month or whatever. So I've only seen that twice. So I don't think if you work your butt off and do what you're supposed to do, that will happen to you. So that's something I never worried about, and I don't think anybody should worry about it. I feel like at in med school or med faculty, that they tell you those things, that you can fail a rotation and whatever. I never worried about that too much. I just held my head up, did my to-do list every day, saw my patients, reported on ward rounds, did my to-do list, did what I was supposed to do, make sure you answer your calls. Yeah, So if the consultant is difficult, I think that's when you give, even if you used to get 150, you get 200%. Yeah? Make sure you cover all your bases, you dot all your I's, you cross all your T's, everything. And if the consultant is difficult and everybody says they're difficult, then sure, that's not you. But if the consultant is difficult to you alone, maybe you need to reevaluate yourself. Meaning only you have that perspective. You talk to your other colleagues and they're like, no, I don't find that. You need to maybe reevaluate. Maybe you need to reevaluate and say, is it me? What am I doing? And ask people, listen, I do that. I'll be like, is there anything I can improve on? My fellow interns, my fellow SHOs, MOs, I'll say, is there anything that I can improve on? And they'll tell me, and I'm like, if I were, and some of them will snub at you too because they think you want it more. That's another thing too. If you're asking me, I remember I asked my MO advice, say, suppose I wanted, a job in this post, and the person was like, well, you have to so and so and so. It was very snobbish, but whatever, I'm not worried about that. What is for you is for you. Your slice of the cake is yours, mine is mine. And so what I'm saying about navigating hard to deal with consultant is also getting good with the MOs. Now, for the most part, consultants don't spend all the time with you. The person who spends most of the time with you, the senior who spends most of the time with you is the MO, which means that the MO is usually consulted as it relates to your evaluation. As far as I know that much. The MO is usually consulted as it relates to your evaluation. They usually ask them, how is this person? Some rotations, I know there's one rotation that I had that created a system, and the MOs just voted on each intern, and the scores would add up in the algorithm and give you out of 40 what you're supposed to get, whether 36, whether 30, whether 21. You don't want that. Or 39 or 38, whatever. So MOs, SRs, you spend most time with them. For the most part, SRs are good with the consultants because they're there longer, they have a longer relationship with them. So you want to get in good with the MOs, with the SR. Not friendly or whatever, cheeky or anything like that, but just on a professional level. Do what you gotta do, let them see you working, let them see you be reliable, and they can rely on you, and they'll also put in a good word, which kind of helps. This also helps for the other part, meaning being good with the MOs. When it talks about having team players or having co-workers or other interns, for example, let's just say, who are not team players. I have worked with people that are exceptional team players, and I've called their names. My surgery rotation, specifically my surgery rotation and my ONG rotation, obs and gynae, those two rotations were really good for me with teamwork. My medicine rotation was good too. And I had the people from my surgery and obs and gynae rotation working with, so it was like, the same, in my opinion, because I was working with the same people. Peds, yeah, I'll leave it there. That wasn't my best rotation that was not my best rotation as it related to being with a team that that had the whole teamwork ethic, and it was very rough in that respect, in the sense of people can lean on you but you can't lean on them. Yeah, it's hard. It's important to get in with the MOs because you want to know that, God forbid, that you're working with somebody and something gets left undone and you never know. The MOs will know it's not you because you always tie up all your ends and always tie up your loose ends and sort out everything and make sure everything is done. So it's also about your work ethic and ensuring that you do what you're supposed to do and getting things done. And being a good doctor, ensuring that you do all you can in your power for your patient, right? So important. And of course, I always talk about having conversations, having hard conversations, talking to these fellow interns and letting them know how you feel, not in a disrespectful manner. Maybe you need to woosa and come back and go for a walk and eat some ice cream, drink some coconut water or something, and then you come back and you say, you know what, how can we better help each other so that this rotation is not as painstaking? I think that's a good approach. You can talk to them and say, how can I help you? And what are some ways that you can help me? Right? That we can work together and make this rotation easier for each other, like lighten each other's burden. That's a way to approach it and see how it goes. And if you talk to them and them don't want to, whatever, you might have to take it up a notch. Right? You might have to take it to the MO and let them talk to them and see what can happen, because if everything is on you, and then there are some rotations that they'll tell you that they don't like complaining and they don't like nitpicking, and what will happen if you always do your work, all the work, if not most, will be on you, because they just want the work to get done. They don't really care who gets the work done. I don't like that mentality, because you're going to kill me while the other person is relaxing, and you're going to tell me you only want to see the work done, and then this other person who's relaxing, you're not saying anything to them. Yeah, it's a no from me as it relates to that. But those are the two fronts. Oh, and then you're going to work with the nurses. And they're gonna meet good and bad nurses. It's the same thing. I only say good and bad, not in their job, but like personalities that are not gonna mesh with yours, or they can be painstaking too. Can have nurses that can be horrible. But teamwork is important. What you're not gonna do, or this is my advice for you to not do, is don't go and, because I am the doctor now, I'm the doctor nurse, that you're going to poop on the nurse. It's very, very distasteful. Very distasteful. Ensure that you speak with respect to everybody. Make sure whatever is coming from you is so crystal clear, transparent, positive energy and positive vibes. Things will be misunderstood. It's personalities. People don't sleep for days. People tired. People hungry. People want pee and can't go pee. Tempers will run high. But it's always about you saying, yo, I need a minute. Let me just go drink some water, or let me go breathe, and not adding to whatever else is going on to the environment. So that's my advice with dealing with difficult coworkers, whether other interns or nurses, or janitors or porters, because trust me, you need your janitors and your porters, darling, or lab techs. That one better. And your consultants and your MOs. So be encouraged. You got this. You made it this far. It was rough. This is not the first time you have even met difficult consultants, but this will be the first time you've had that. You will have that big responsibility of this patient. These patients, this job is your responsibility. And so your head will be hard, or head will roll. Hopefully it's not yours if something doesn't get done or things don't get done. And the thing with teamwork is that if I come and I see something not done, I do it so that I cover somebody else and they do the same for me. So important. But anyways, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I hope this has been valuable for you heading into internship. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. All right, see you on the wards. Bye.